Liam, a first defeat of the season in the league this afternoon. How would you sum that one up overall?
I thought it was a really promising performance for me. I think if you finish above Boston, you're going to be right at the very, very top. I think they were strong, very, very organised, lots of experience and a big squad. So, I think we matched them. They've had the break. That's the only disappointing. It's a poor. Dan's made a mistake, but then again he pulled a great save off Burrows late on. So, first goal conceded this season. You'd like to have thought it would have been a worldie, but it wasn't. But I've got no complaints. I thought, Boston are very streetwise. I thought we actually matched them for that. I said no complaints at all in terms of performance, attitude, application. As I said, I thought it was two good teams having a right good go at one another. The conditions were poor for both teams. Wasn't great. But a lot of time that happens, doesn't it? Certainly going into the bad weather, you've got to grind it out. It's a great win for Boston. They probably feel like they deserve it anyway, because I watched the game on Tuesday against Guiseley and they've had numerous chances. But it is what it is. We just got to go to Kettering. We win. We're on 10 points from 5 games, aren't we? So we'll be more than happy. All out to go to Kettering, make sure we put in another positive performance. I said all over the pitch, can't fault anyone.
As you say, they're a well-drilled team, and when you concede the early goal, it's always going to be difficult to get back into the game against a team like that. In an attacking sense, was it just a case of not falling for us, you think, this afternoon?
I actually think it did, Al, because you're talking a game, it's always going to be a tight game. Marcus has got through. He's got a shot off. I actually think if he has the touch instead of the shot, I think he's been brought down for a pen, but he's got the shot off, it's gone onto the bar. And then I think Niles also has a glorious chance from the corner when he's got himself in the pomo, which the best, great little bit of movement, but the header, I think he should cushion volley it, but as I said, they're big chances in a game where there's not going to be very many chances. As you said, Burrows was a great strike. Dan's pulled the worldie off, so it could have been 2, but could have easily been 0-0.
A couple of changes to the lineup today, and it looked like you played with the extra man in midfield as well with Jack Bainbridge. Was that the idea, just to sort of have that extra man in the middle?
Yeah, well, sometimes you come across good sides, you've actually got to match them up to a degree. Tried to push Morgs a little bit further on. I thought it was a really good battle between the 6 of them in midfield, the 3 Boston lads and our 3. I wouldn't even say who got the better of who. I think they probably all cancelled one another out. But sometimes you do. No, we've always played 3 up front right the way through pre-season, and it's something I want to play. I said at times I didn't think it was appropriate to play today, but we did change to it with half an hour to go and push Dylan off.
Late change to the lineup with George Newell dropping out of the side. What happened with him and how is he?
He's just gone over a little bit on his ankle in the warm-up, and as I said, it's disappointing because I thought George and Marcus looked like really bright last week. I thought now worked hard. I thought it's a nice eye opener for him, this standard, but he's got a chance which he'll be disappointed with. Not as much as me, but he'll be disappointed with. But no, as I said, I've got no complaints from anyone today.
Yeah, just a quick word as well. Obviously this week we've had the departure of Jack Sampson. Obviously he's given some really good service to the club over the past couple of years. Just a word on Samo and obviously his contribution over the past few years.
Listen, Jack, you can ask Jack. Jack sent me a really private message which meant a lot to me. I had a great relationship with him. He's one of them players that you come along, you know what you get week in, week out. But well, I've always preached at this football club, we get to a stage where we always like to move people on in the fact of normally up the leagues. Now this hasn't been a case. Where it's happened, you don't want to move your stronger players on. But Jack was out of contract in the summer. Filed come in and made a very, very good offer for him. Weighing everything up, I've got to give Jack the permission then to speak. I've said to Jack, listen, they've hit a figure which I feel is value for money for both. So it's up to you. Do you want to go back to being full time? And I think he wanted to give it one more shot. I think as a club, it's not just everything he does on the pitch, it's what he does around the place, and that's why he's incredibly popular with the fans. So it's a big decision for me to make, but also for Jack tonight. So he's actually leaving the comfort zone where, you know, he'll tell himself he'll probably feel he was always first on the team sheet, to go to scrap it out to, you know, they've got good options and a bigger squad and etc. So you know, good on him.
And just finally, the games come thick and fast now, don't they? Catching on Tuesday, it's going to be a long trip. Just your thoughts going into that and the sort of test you expect on Tuesday night?
Well, it's coxy. You know, the one thing I do know that they'll be organised. We've seen them against Fylde midweek. I think Paul will be disappointed he didn't grind the results out. They led twice. But you know, listen, it'd be nice to see him and John Ramshaw. You know, two really good football people. So look forward to the game. We've got to be a little bit, you know, start bright, because there might be a little bit of a down, chins sulking a little bit for today, but I'd back the lads to bounce back, and hopefully I can help them out by bringing another signing in.
Appreciate your time.
No problem.